This episode of The Mimic's Veil is sponsored by Taste Invader Tea. Treat yourself to 15% off an order of daring and delicious tea at tasteinvader.co.uk using code TMV. And today we welcome our newest patron, Jamie. And we also talk about all the latest goings on from the State of Play, Summer Game Fest, and the Xbox Game Showcase. But the biggie is the release of the Nintendo Switch 2, so we chat all about that, starting with Mario Kart World.
I don't even know where to start with Mario Kart World because there's so much going on with it. So much good. I have to say off the bat, like I think when you first, and I played in handheld, I don't know about you guys, it was probably a day before my dock even came out of the box. But when you first loaded it up and you seen it, you're like, oh, this is lovely. You're like, this is the Switch that I wanted 8 years ago. And yeah, it's just so much fun playing Mario Kart World. First day, like jumping in, it took me a wee while to work out how to actually just go into free roam, and then I noticed it said down in the bottom corner, like press the plus button to go to free roam. I'm like, okay. You could have made that a little bit more obvious. But it's quite nice how it just instantly jumps into what's going on behind, like on the menu screen, and you're like, oh, that's where I am. That's quite nice.
I think I went in via the map the first time.
Right.
Like, you know, there's the options down the left, and at the bottom there's 3 icons in the middle of the map. I'm sure that's where I went into free roam for the first time.
It's such an odd choice to have it as the plus button, isn't it? To get
Yeah.
Why is it not in the menu?
Why not just have it as one of the menu buttons? Yeah, it's weird.
It's really weird. Really weird.
Because I kind of noticed that 'cause afterwards. I was like, oh, it's plus. But before I was like, have I just dreamt up that there was a free roam?
Yeah.
Is that not a thing?
Wasn't that supposed to be like the main draw of the game? Yeah.
I was like, where is it?
Yeah.
Because I immediately thought, okay, right, you need to unlock this. This is going to be, you need to go and do some of the traditional Grand Prix, and then as you get further on, you're going to unlock free roam. Just completely missing the fact that it was there. So I did just go straight into a Grand Prix, and like, it's so nicely done. I know some people are maybe not finding it as good because you're not just doing 3 laps of a circuit, but I find that quite refreshing that you're doing like almost a traditional circuit to start with. The middle one's kind of more like a journey from A to B and a little bit of the circuit, and then the third one is kind of journey from A to B and then a traditional circuit to finish it off, and our fourth one, so however many it is in a cup. But I really like the kind of shake up of it. I think it's quite refreshing. I think it's good for the formula. I think having 24 races initially feels a wee bit like, oh, all these people, and you're constantly having something fired at you or coming at you, but you get used to it. And this is probably the most I've enjoyed the Mario Kart game in ages. Like, and I don't know if it's a little bit of because this is what we've got to play. And it's like you kind of feel like you need to enjoy it and you need to make the most of it. But I genuinely, like, even playing it on my own or having like that first night, we had a few guys from Discord in playing with us, and we kind of did a wee bit of the different modes. So we did some races, we did some of the online knockout tour, we did some of the ones that you had to like go and collect coins, which I thought was quite fun as well. It was just a good laugh. And that first time that you do Rainbow Road, because we got that in one of the online things that we're doing, like we all came on Discord as it finished. It was like, oh my god, that was amazing, because Rainbow Road is so good.
It is good.
Like that first time you do it, it's so good.
It is. I like how it sort of reveals itself to you. So did you guys do? You didn't do all the cups, did you?
No, I haven't done them all yet. No.
Okay, so then I guess Rainbow Road was just an option for you when you were doing.
It just came up as one of the options to choose for one of the races. So like the 3 of us, I think it was 3 of us at that point, picked that. So that was what we did.
Oh, that's cool.
So yeah, it just came up as an option rather than it being unlocked. I still couldn't go and choose it myself in single player because I've not unlocked it yet, but game is an option online.
It's I've not done multiplayer with people I know, but I've done it with randoms. And so when it was just the 3 of you, Was it just 3 on the track, or is there an option to say
No, it was still
fill 24?
I don't know if there was I don't know if it gives you the options to set up the races that you want to do, and I don't know whether there was an option to fill the 24, but if there was, I didn't turn it off because it did fill
Did it?
the 24. But not with online people. It was all just with
Bots.
bots,
Okay.
which is fine.
Yeah, I think I'd rather that's better like that. I think it's just to fill it out.
It'd be too empty otherwise.
Yeah, but the online that I've done, it's just absolute chaos. But like, and it's in a good way. It's like suitably chaotic, is how I sort of mentioned it in Discord. 'Cause it's got that. If you're a mid pack, you're just getting absolutely fucked from all angles. It is almost impossible to move anywhere. And then it's one of those that you feel like, okay, I'm happy to sort of be sat in 16th and I'm going to get like a bullet bill, Ben, and just sort of come straight past everybody and, you know, get further up the chain and try and get away from just the chaos in the middle. But it's so much fun. So you said there about you doing Grand Prix first. So did I, but that was a deliberate choice. Would you have gone straight into free roam?
I think I probably would have, because that's the bit I wanted to see the most of.
Okay.
I think if I'd have realised, I think I would have gone into free roam. But I think I'm not sure about free roam overall. I think I like some of the challenges and like driving about, but I feel like it lacks something. I want it to be a wee bit more like Forza Horizon, and the fact you could drive to the start of one of those racetracks and select do the cup, rather than having to go back into the menu and say, right, I want to do this cup now. Which is, that's not a hard thing to do at all. It's probably easier to do that. But quite like something just to pop up when you were in the area and saying, you can start this cup now and do it from that. Just it'll be a bit more integrated. It's probably the bit I think it's lacking. I think it's very much, you can free roam here when you're finished, but if you're wanting to go back, you just need to go back and play it the way you've always played it. I feel like that integration just isn't quite there.
Yeah, it's just like a one or two steps away from being like a menu in itself. Like, and that could just be, you drive around. It does feel really sparse and a bit undercooked. I think that whole free roam mode, considering how much emphasis was put on it pre-release, it feels a bit like when I first played it. I was like, "Oh, is this it? Oh, there's a P block. Okay, I'll do that. All right, well that was 30 seconds. Now what do I do?" But I've since gone back to it, and when I just fancied dicking about, I was doing that in free roam mode, and that was quite nice. Just discovering other P blocks. But it's
good for unlocking costumes.
Yeah, that too, because you can just get those packages and hope that one of them is a costume. But yeah, it's really fun to control. So I think that's part of it. It's just fun to play even when you're not racing. So that's a big plus. Coming from the, I'm not a massive Mario Kart fan. I think they have at least nailed the controls, and the looks and the music in particular is really
Music's
good.
great.
Yeah, it's good.
It's hard to notice because most of what I've played so far has been local multiplayer with my family, and you don't really notice the music when all of that noise is going on and everyone's. So we've had the camera and everyone's there, so you can just see when.
How many faces can it pick up?
4. So you can, you basically
one camera will pick up 4 faces.
Yeah. So when you go to set it up, if you've got a camera connected, it will ask if you want to use the camera or not. And then if you click to use the camera, it will go to a screen where each of you can move around a little circle and put it over your face and kind of zoom in or zoom out. And so, as long as you stay roughly in the same place, it will pick up everyone's faces, which does make it funnier when you're like approaching someone and then you see them spin out and their little face will spin around.
That's good.
It is good. It's really good fun. It's a nice little... It's a very Nintendo touch. Yeah, it's nice.
I mean, there are other things to do in that open world other than the P blocks. Like, so you've got the Princess Peach coins, and also like there's like some chases and stuff you can do. There's some random like characters you bump into, and you can start to chase them down, and you need to take them out with green shells so that you unlock them as characters and stuff as well. So it's,
okay. I haven't seen them.
No, I don't. They're few and far between, I think, because you say it is a bit sparse, but there are other things in there, which was it's just all about spending the time to find it. It was just by pure chance that this guy started going away from me in his wee motorbike, and I'm like, I'm going to get you, and it took me ages to actually hit him. I hit one of them, and I could not get a second one. But yeah,
Yeah, no, I have
seen
seen.
them.
I've now you mention it. Yeah, there was what looked like a character that was like racing me, and I was like, oh, that's weird. And I tried keeping up for a little while, and then just got distracted by something else. But now, next time that happens, I will hunt them down.
But it does feel like an update or two away. They probably put all that stuff in, like starting off races from there, or like even setting up. This is where I want to start Knockout Tour. Like I asked earlier on if, like, I'm sure that you could pick your own routes for Knockout Tour, like using free roam to say, right, I want to start here, and then the map will come up and say, all right, plot your course of where you want to go. I'm sure that'll come at some point.
you'd have thought so.
Yeah, but I think it's quite difficult. Like the Knockout Tour is probably is the mode. I think is the best mode.
Yeah,
Great.
But it's difficult. I think I've tried 5 or so tours. I've only come first once.
Was once more than me.
but that's playing online,
It's really
right?
difficult. No,
No,
Oh,
No.
I've done it. I've done it offline. The highest I've come online's 4th, I think, or 3rd
Is it?
maybe.
I've done it online yet. I just keep on getting absolutely beasted in the last section, like just absolutely mauled, and then I'm like,
It's like
fucking hell.
fight till the now. It's like fight for first place, and it is a proper fight for first place, like that last section.
Yeah, because I've always been like,
See-
you'd be quite far in the lead for the first couple of sections, and then as you're at the end, everyone just seems to be like, oh, by the way, we're here now.
yeah.
You've had your fun.
Aye,
Yeah, there does seem to be some aggressive rubber banding, like right towards the end, isn't there? But it's good fun. It's good.
Yeah.
see that moment if you can see like the 16 gate or the 12 gate or the 8 gate, and then someone hits you with a shell right before it, and then you end up you're like game over, and you're like,
Yeah,
you man.
that's also a great one to play with young kids as well. That mode, because inevitably they're one of the first ones out, but because it just comes up with finish, you can go, oh, you won. Well done. and then
keep going.
They'll just sit there for 10 minutes going, ha ha, I won. And
You're still going.
yeah, so that's a little pro parenting tip there for Mario Kart World.
Yeah, I've not done that. I've been like, oh, is that you out? That's a shame.
Loser!
Time to get good.
Yeah. No, it's really good. It is good fun. It's it's not revolutionary, and I do think it's a bit it is a bit lacking in a bit of depth. I think I was probably hoping for more, not necessarily expecting more, but hoping we might get something a bit more fleshed out. But it's good
Like
fun
what?
still. Well, like that free roam mode. If it was more Forza, like if it was more,
Yeah.
you drive
Different
around.
types of challenges and stuff.
And different like spectacles, like the not saying unlock glasses. I mean, like in Forza, where you're like,
Go and chase a bullet bill or something.
yeah, stuff like that. That's just
You and your JPRG nonsense. I want to put spectacles on Rosalita.
You can't do that if you find the right meal.
yeah.
Tokyo
Yeah, just-
Mirage sections all over again. With glasses, without glasses.
There's there's just so much fun stuff they could do, and a lot of that does happen in the courses. And like Rainbow Road is a really good example. That felt really climactic, and it was like a perfect sort of execution of Rainbow Road. But yeah, a bit more of that life dotted around the open world would be nice.
Like, I'm really enjoying it. Like, I've gone into Mario Kart before with quite high expectations. I think that was the one on the Wii, and that was after Double Dash. I was like, oh, I was quite let down by it. I was like, that's not really what I'm expecting. But then I was like, oh, it's just a Mario Kart game that I should be going in with the expectation of Mario in a cart chucking shells,
Yeah.
chucking shells at people, you know. Like I was like, so everyone since then I've gone about like relatively not low expectation, but just like it is what it is.
Yeah.
And I know they've been like, oh, it's free roam stuff, and yeah, free roam is work in progress, I would say. But the core game, I think, Knockout Tour, Grand Prix, it's still the same. That winning formula.
Yeah. Yeah. It's good fun. And
Which is even better online. I was really disappointed because I was like, I really, really hope. Because, you know, in Mario Kart 8, it was like, I'm using tilt controls. I was like, I really hope there's one that says, I'm using mouse controls.
Oh, I missed an opportunity.
I would have loved that.
That would be good.
I'd have loved it.
But yeah, Alex, your point about you know, do I really love it, or is this just what we've got? So we're sort of soldiering on with it. I do think there might be a bit of truth in that, because just looking more at the Switch 2 launch in general, I do think after a couple of days, and I'd played Mario Kart multiplayer a lot, and that was great fun. But like, you know, once the kids are in bed, wife's asleep, like, right, what can I play now? And I'm like, don't know.
Yeah.
You know, it's one of them. I think it is desperately lacking a big solo game to get stuck into.
Yeah.
And that's a shame.
I feel like they made a mistake in keeping Donkey Kong back a month. I feel like they should have released Donkey Kong with it.
Or Metroid,
I don't
because
think
Metroid is so hard, more sort of hardcore and niche. I think that would have been a perfect one. As a, like, here's Mario Kart, bright, you know, fun, multiplayer. Here's like the most solitary single player game you could ever get in Metroid. That would have been why.
I mean, you wonder if they plan to, and then just with all the issues they've had along the way with Metroid, it's just not been ready.
Yeah.
Given they've still not put a date on it.
Yeah, maybe. But yeah, what do you guys think in general, aside from the, you know, maybe the launch lineup? How was your unboxing experience and everything else, and firing it up for the first time?
Mine was relatively stressful. Because I had one of my daughters went to a friend's house, and another one was here. I was like, I really wasn't thinking how a 5-year-old would appreciate this. Like, let's unbox this. She doesn't care. I'm like, right, you hold this. I gave her like the Mario Kart Tour code. I was like, you hold that. And I'm like,
Hold this piece of paper.
that there. And I was like, I'm just trying. She's like, can we play it? I was like, right, okay, we're not going to play it just now until Iris, my eldest daughter, is back, which was like 2.5 hours later. I was like, so we're just going to unbox it and get it ready, and then we'll play it all together later. And she was like, can I play Astro Bot? I was like, not right now, because I'm setting this up. Can't do two things at once. I need to concentrate on this. Don't want the telly to be on. Just wait 5 minutes. But I'm hungry. I'm like, yeah, okay. Just wait until I've finished. And then we'll go downstairs, and then I'll get you something to eat. But I'm hungry now. Yeah, I heard you the first time.
The joys of being a parent.
Yeah.
God.
But yeah, you said you played it handheld first time. I've played it a few times handheld, but predominantly on the TV, which was the same for the first Switch.
Yeah, I've mostly
For a
played
good long while.
TV as well. I've mostly played TV as well so far. But what do you guys think of the Switch 2 itself and the sexy new Joy-Cons?
I genuinely think it's great.
Yeah.
Like, genuinely, like, that's not me just being like, oh, I've done my villain arc and now it's time for my baby face arc. Like, but I genuinely think it's a lovely piece of hardware. Like, it feels very premium. It's a good size. It's a good weight. The magnets are fairly there's something quite satisfying about letting it
go in.
Yeah.
Like, and I'm like, try this. And my husband's just looking at me like, no. But it's just, I really do I think probably not my biggest issue with it. The thing I would love is the bezel was a little bit smaller. That's
Yeah.
maybe my one thing. It does have quite a big bezel. That was actually quite good for putting the screen protector on it because you don't mind as much because it doesn't need to be.
True.
It actually frames it quite nicely around it.
It's odd how it feels thinner as well. It's not actually any thinner, but just the build of it and the curved edges and the finish, and maybe because it is bigger, like wider, makes it feel thinner somehow and lighter. But
it feels thinner in the hand.
Indeed, but satisfyingly so.
Yes.
It's and I don't know what that finish is, but it feels much more premium, doesn't it, compared to plasticky
100%.
OG Switch.
Yeah, I've got that here in front of me because I had to do some jiggery pokery with virtual cards. I didn't realise there was a eject all button.
Oh, really?
OG Switch eject all virtual cards because it's
that's a
needed
bezel.
updated. That is a bezel. Look at this. Look, there's you, Alex, in the reflection.
Jesus.
That's a big old bezel on that. I totally forgot what I was saying.
So you were saying about the eject all function.
Oh yeah, the eject all from that, so that I could put on. I can't remember what the game was. But I wanted to install Breath of the Wild because the DLC was locked into that Switch.
Right.
So I had to update it and hit the old. I was like, eject all. Excellent. That's good.
So speaking of that, so I didn't do the system transfer thing to start with either. So I'm assuming you didn't, Lewis, if you had to do all that eject all business.
I did.
Right.
So it transferred over like the data and all the loaded games from my OLED Switch, which was the primary Switch.
Okay.
But because there was stuff on that wasn't part of the initial system transfer.
Got you. Yeah. So
you did that. So have you now loaded everything on?
What, me or Alex?
You.
No, I'm not loading everything on. I'm just putting on whatever game I want to play, kind of thing. So I've got, I don't know, 7 games on there now, something like that. And trying to be sensible because I don't want it to become the family Switch, I suppose, is the thing.
Yeah, okay.
And if I put everything on it, it'll be like, oh, Daddy took this to work. No, it's mine now. I'm taking it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the family Switch, the OG will stay as the family one, definitely.
Yep, that's downstairs.
Yeah.
I'll stay there.
Good.
I mean, I forgot the best bit is the fact that I actually was pretending I was young and went to the midnight launch.
Oh,
Crazy.
yeah.
What was that like?
Much busier than expected for being basically in a small town. Like, I thought I'd get there. And it was the same, obviously, with the State of Play earlier. I watched State of Play, got ready and left just after 11, I think. Got there at like maybe about past and thought, I'm going to be the first one here. There's about 40 people in front of me in the queue. I'm like, what the fuck's going on here? I did not expect that at all. It was all fine. Everyone was getting in the queue. I think they had 30 Mario Kart bundles to sell and 4 non-Mario Kart bundles to sell, like at full stock, like not pre-orders, and then all the rest were pre-orders. And then there was probably, by the time they opened at 12:01, there was probably about another 40 people behind me.
Was it Smith's?
Yes.
Was there anything on? The reason I ask is that I've only done one midnight launch before, and that was the Wii. I went to the midnight launch, and then my mum was like, right, give me the Wii, it's going away for your Christmas. I was like, this is brutal. I stood outside Game Station on Princess Street for this.
You must have been
used buying heads.
You must have been about 22 then when that came out.
Yeah, I think my mum was. You're right, actually. No, I was 20. No, 2000. When did it come in? When did it come out? 2006.
Yeah, something like that.
Really. It was for my birthday. It's for my Christmas, and I was like, I'm getting it at launch. But mum said, "Well, you have to give me it." Though, 'cause it's for Christmas.
I love the idea you just queued up, and then as soon as you walk out of game or whatever, your mum just jumps out of a bush like, I'm taking that.
But we got abuse from chavvy folk walking past as well. Thought there's a load of sad bastards.
It wasn't too bad because we were at that basically is on an industrial estate, so there wasn't like just people generally passing. But there was almost a riot.
Was there?
Yeah, so there was people waiting and loads. You know, at that time of night, you know, in the industrial estate, people just decided that they would park anywhere, disabled bays or whatever. And then someone who did have a disabled badge came along and started shouting at everybody in the queue and calling them all assholes and blah blah blah. And then one woman took offence to this because when she shouted, "You're all fucking assholes," she was looking at her, but she was nothing to do with it and wasn't. And then she was picking a fight with this. The two of them must have been in their 50s, 60s. They were really like going to having a full square go outside this at the midnight lunch. And you're like, and I'm trying my best not to laugh. I'm like, this is made my day. But no, at Aerosmith there was nothing on because I think there was only about 5 shows across the country that actually had like an event. So there was I think 4 or 5 that had like come at 11. We'll have the Switch playable, first 100 get goodie bags, stuff like that. But
that's
not
pretty
mine.
good.
Yeah.
There wasn't even an event when I picked up the wee Jim Gellertley. Remember him? He used to do. He's on like XFM or something like that. Was there playing songs, and everyone kind of shuffled past like, right, Jim. As if we knew him. And that was it.
No.
It was nice to get it home, get it all set up and stuff. And I think I was pleasantly surprised at how easy that setup experience was because it's Nintendo and it's a bit like put your 2 consoles next to each other, hit this button on this one, hit this button on that one, and it just did it. And I'm like,
yep.
Yeah.
That's actually quite impressive for Nintendo.
The whole experience is clean, isn't it? Like that.
Yes.
I've seen a few people kind of moaning that the UI is basically the same, but I mean it was good before. Like it did everything it needed to do, and now it seems much snappier and a bit cleaner, and just there's just little refinements. It didn't need overhauling.
And I like the little like colours around the buttons and stuff, like all that. It's like the little touches have actually made it.
And the sound,
sounds,
brilliant. Yeah. When you wake it up and it does that little
that's a great
bloop, bloop, bloop sound. It's like,
yeah. How are you waking it up, Ben? How do you wake up?
Well, I've got this revolutionary method of pressing the home button on my Pro controller. It seems to be the main way. How about you?
Yeah, same.
Yeah,
well, I do that now that I've got a Pro controller, which I almost picked one up with the midnight lunch because I hadn't ordered one, and I'm like, I'm going to get one now. And I'm like, no, I don't need it. And then I got home, and then next day I'm like playing it on, like I took the Joy-Cons off and I was playing it on the little Joy-Con holder thing, and I'm like, you're just going to order a Pro controller.
Just get a Pro controller. Mr. Controller needs a Pro controller.
Definitely.
Well, I have it now. Fine.
Yeah, it is nice.
I have this in front of me, the GameCube controller, and also
the OG GameCube controller.
My original GameCube controller. I don't know if you can see any difference. The new one is a bit more matte. The old one glossy, and that's not from wear. It just is. It's darker. But also, I think I'd read online somewhere that the new one was slightly smaller. So I've been doing another size comparison again in the hand, and I can't really tell the difference.
No.
If it is smaller or not. It feels massive in my hands.
So what you hold? I can't see what you do.
Yeah, sorry.
Okay. Oh, right.
Still held up.
Yeah, it's a good controller though. I do like that GameCube one.
Yeah.
I was playing.
I haven't used it yet.
Have you not?
I do have it.
Oh, it's in the box. Yeah. I was playing Wind Waker just before we started, and it's very good. I had to go and remap the buttons though, because
did you remap the left and right camera? Exactly what I did. I was like, oh, this feels weird. And I could,
6 or 7 times, and it's not an exaggeration, I walked straight into the water because I couldn't work the camera.
I was like, oh, hang on, what am I doing wrong here? This should be easy. But it is because I was pressing left and the camera would go right. And or vice versa, whatever it was, it felt really backwards.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then I eventually figured out how to remap.
Yeah. I might do like I don't know how often you have to do it, but when you get the telescope and you look to see the postman bird, and then you look up and you see the big the big bird, whatever it is, I can't remember. It felt a bit back to front,
Right.
but I don't know how much that's going to be an issue going forward. I can't remember how often
It's, yeah, I'm excited to get into them. Had one quick round of Soul Calibur 2 as well. It just looks like just plays brilliantly and looks really good as well. And that you can run in widescreen. It's just
Oh, can you?
yeah. It's just in the settings for the game.
Who did you pick? Who's your? Because my go-to was always Nightmare.
Oh, not Nightmare. I picked Mitsurugi this time around. But Killick, quite like Killick as well when I'm playing Soul Calibur. But yeah, they're all good, aren't they? It's a great game. Great game.
I got I got done all right the first 2 rounds, and then came up against Cassandra. I remember her being quite difficult back in the day with the sword that sort of breaks into pieces. Kind of like the sword in Fire Emblem.
Yes.
The Sword of the Creator.
Yeah, that one. Yeah, yeah, really good. I do just wish there was something more meaty. That's my only real gripe. I've got no issues with the hardware. Seems to run brilliantly.
Yep.
But in terms of the other games that did come out at launch, have you guys dipped into Welcome Tour?
I haven't yet. I keep thinking about it, and then I end up just playing Mario Kart or Fast Fusion, what I think we'll probably talk about as well. But
Yeah.
yeah.
It's, so, Lewis, you have.
I've got it, yeah. I've played it.
What do you reckon?
I mean, it's only £8. But really...
Yeah, that says it all.
But really, should it cost anything? It's okay. I mean, the fact that it's really just a showcase of not even what this, partly what the Switch 2 can do, but also like, here's we're going to a stamp rally. Here, this is the X button. There's the plus button.
Yeah.
Oh, look, now you're at Y.
Here's
Have
the
a
left
shot
button, the up button. Yeah, it's
and you need to get all the stamps to get to the next section. So that you start off on your left Joy-Con, you need to get all the stamps before you can get onto the screen. There's a couple of wee tech demo style things. Leans heavily quite on mouse controls.
yeah,
At
like
least in the first instance.
the Vampire Survivors-ish one, where you're like dodging the things falling down from the top of the screen.
I've not done that one.
I think it's one of the first ones.
Yeah, there was a few at the start because I played that at first in handheld,
Right.
and it was like take the Joy-Con off, and I was like lying down. I'm like, no, I'll come back to this.
Yeah, there's a bit of faff with that. So yeah, there was. I think I started it in TV mode, and then it was like, oh, now you need to use your mouse. I was like, oh, for fuck's sake, get up, put it on take the Joy-Cons off, sit back down, blah blah blah. And then I think I got it out and started playing it in tabletop mode or handheld mode. And then it's like, and now we're going to show you the power of 4K. Please connect to a 4K screen. For fuck's sake! Now I'm going to get up again. Dock it. But yeah.
A cool one is the rumble, the HD rumble, where it says mute the telly or mute the Switch, and we'll show you the power of HD rumble. Can even rumble to make it sound like it's making a noise, and it does. You speed it up, and every time you click it gets faster and faster. The rumble, and it gets to a point where it sounds like, is it a coin? Mario getting a coin or something like that?
I haven't done that
one.
No. I spent a lot of time just skating along the screen because it feels like ice. Feels. Yeah, I think it's worth £8, and just to.
You think it is?
Yeah, I think. Yeah, it's good bit of fun, well made, and just to see what the mouse can do, and it can do what a mouse does, which is not exactly revolutionary, but it's fun.
So, yeah, I mean, it's pretty cool. There's one the games where you got to track through a little maze, without touching the sides, which is quite tricky. It was like you get 2 medals, like 1 medal for doing it in 5 seconds, or the next medal for doing it in 2.5 seconds. And it feels like almost impossible to do it in that time.
Yeah, I think you'd like it,
controls.
Alex. For some of these little challenges that, do take a good bit of skill.
I will pick it up eventually. It's just sitting there, and I'm just like, I've never been at a point where I've probably been like, because I know it's that faffy way that you need to do this, need to do that, and I never felt like I want to sit, and I've not used the mouse at all yet. Like, I've taken it off and thinking it about and clicked it, but I've not done anything with it other than that. I wonder if you could play Vampire Survivors with a mouse.
Yeah, definitely. Just one last thing on Welcome Tour. There was one mini game or tech demo, whatever they want to call it, where it was like, right, now use the touchscreen. It's like, I'm not touching this screen with my hands. You mental?
Yeah.
I want us to remain fingerprint free for as long as possible.
I got that screen protected on as quickly as I could.
Yeah.
But even then, I'd be like, I don't want it to be crystal clear. I don't want it, because as soon as you start having to wipe it.
Yeah. But then there's no way to get it out of the dock without touching the screen, is there? Like, you always have to like pinch the top of it.
Is yours...
Hold the Joy-Cons?
Yeah, I hold the Joy-Cons.
Oh, so... No, I don't. I always have to do it one-handed. Don't ask me why. But yeah.
Because you're so cool.
Because I'm so cool. Yeah, use 2 hands. All right, Alex, you mentioned the other one that we've dipped into, Fast Fusion. What do you reckon of that?
It looks great. It plays great. It's probably like out of the games I think that are there, it's right up there. Like it's really well made, really fast as you would expect. When you can tweak all the different settings, so you can go to like performance and quality and ultra quality and other things, and I put it up to like the one that was 30 frames per second. I'm like, okay, let's get that one back down. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
But like the 60 frames with whatever it was excellent. 120. It really shows it off, and I think it's a really, really good game. Really solid, quite difficult. It's not the easiest game to go in the career even right at the beginning and win the races. It takes a bit of effort, and you get some spectacular crashes.
You do.
Which just hitting the wrong button. I was like, shit, I meant to do that one, and I jumped and I went right through the top. And
I meant to boost, but I jumped and I crashed, and that's happened so many times.
That was one of the first things I did. I was like, let's see what the buttons do. Like, you're starting off, and you get like however many seconds into the game, and I'd hit the L button, which is jump, and I jumped straight into the start finish line.
Yeah.
Sign in.
But there's also like the phase shift button as well, which so there's a lot to think about when you're playing it.
Yeah.
So like,
Was that
in the previous one? Is that
Yeah.
I think it was. Jumping definitely wasn't, but I think the phasing thing always was.
Was it?
I think so as well. Yeah.
Yeah. But it just adds that extra little. You have to think about it. You can't just react.
Yeah.
And race kind of thing, because it's like. But yeah, I love an airship racing game, like an anti-grav racing game, and
it did make me think of the one we played on Switch.
Roll Cage. Was that the one you're thinking of?
I don't think it's called that.
No, I don't think it's called that.
You mean the one that's called? You mean the one with this, or a different game altogether?
Different game. Yeah.
The only other one I think was Grip.
Grip.
That's it.
That's the one. Roll Cage. Where the fuck did that come from? Grip.
I think because you can race on both sides.
Yeah.
There's no. You can go on your roof.
Yeah.
Airships.
Yeah, it is really good. And you can do. I haven't tried Game Share yet. Have you?
No, but I don't have anyone to share with.
Yeah, but that is Game Share compatible, so you could technically have everyone else on a Switch One, or another person on a Switch One, and then send the game to them, and they can play it on their Switch.
I didn't realise you could do it across onto the Switch One.
Yeah.
I think I did know that. Now you've said it, but because it's just basically streamed to the other console, essentially, isn't it?
And I think you can do it online as well with Game Chat too. So I could sort of say, "Oh, do you want a game of this?" And you can play it on your Switch One. Cool. Yeah,
Try that.
Very good.
Clever stuff.
It also highlighted my favourite new feature of the Switch and the fact that your screenshots and your videos auto-upload to the app.
Nice.
I mean, I know that sounds like a tiny little thing, but I'm one of those people that likes to just post videos to social media. I like doing that.
Yeah.
And it's actually, you can share Nintendo content easily now, which you've never been able to do before.
No.
You don't need to scan a QR code. You don't need to mess about and
Set up a
try and
fake
get
Twitter
it in there.
account.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
None of that.
yes.
It's good.
Perfect. And it works.
Yeah. That's cool.
I remember you telling me that you had a fake or like a second
burner
alt,
account.
an alt,
Yeah.
Twitter account where you just uploaded your screenshots to it, then like take them from there. I was like, oh, okay, because I'd like upload it to Twitter, go to Twitter, like quickly delete it as fast as I could, and then like put some really shit pithy comment and re-upload it.
Yeah. Those are the
Times
days.
have changed.
Indeed. So that's the Switch 2. That's probably the most exciting thing that's happened this week. But while we're doing news and something current, there's also been a bunch of. Do we call it Summer Game Fest now? The whole period of time, is that what we call it collectively?
E3.
E3, yeah.
Key 3. Alex, I think you've absorbed more of this than Lewis and I. But so we had State of Play was the first one. To go, wasn't it?
Which was kind of a surprised edition it had. And I mean, I'm sorry, but we could not have got this whole week off to any better a start than the first game that was shown in State of Play. I mean, I genuinely nearly jizzed in my pants. Like,
Oh god.
it was when he started showing Lumine's Arise.
Yeah.
I'm like, this is
You did
exactly
Arise.
what I want right now. Yeah, Arise, I did.
Yeah.
But it looks so good. It's basically Tetris Effect, but with Luminades.
Yeah.
And you'll have known from previous episodes of this podcast how much we love Luminades.
Yep.
Me and Ben anyway. I'm not sure how much.
Lewis
Lewis
still
will
never
play
played it.
but
No.
yeah, I've played it on the Switch too. Of course, I have.
That's one of the 7 games I've downloaded as well.
Oh, you've done?
Yeah.
But yeah, I was really happy to see that. But I actually thought the State of Play was pretty decent. I mean, it started well and then kind of went a bit awry. But I mean, there was some decent stuff on there because I like to look at Luminaries. Baby Steps is one I've been keen to see. And then I think when that's coming out in August, I think that looks beautifully weird.
Yeah.
And such a, like, when you're walking, some of the things you need to do is about trying to take a shit and everything just seems like bizarre, but wonderfully bizarre.
Yeah.
Is that the one that's like Octodad? Where you control all the limbs.
It just looks really
Yes.
awkward and yeah. Like a streamer game basically.
Yeah.
And then it was a new Everybody's Golf game, which I always enjoy an Everybody's Golf game. The Hirogami.
Hirogami.
It was like a origami, like beautiful, colourful game. I thought that looked really interesting. And Tides of Tomorrow from the Road 96 developers.
Oh yeah.
That looked pretty good. That's coming in February. So I mean,
What sort of game was that?
that was like a first-person adventure,
Right, yeah.
narrative-y one.
I actually thought Silent Hill F looked alright as well. I don't know if it's just because it's set in Japan that made it more interesting to me, but I don't know. I've never paid any attention to Silent Hill, but this trailer
Me
was like,
neither.
that actually looks quite cool. And continuing with the Japanese theme, Final Fantasy Tactics. That's like been heavily rumoured, and just to see that and that they are leaning into like the remake, like having voice acting and stuff, but then also you can play it in like the old school mode. Sounds right up my alley. And also Mortal Kombat Legacy Collection. It's quite a nice touch
I
as well.
forgot about that.
Got quite excited about that. Pair that with their new fight stick thing that they announced, which looks really cool. I don't think they gave a release date for that, did they?
No, I don't think so, but it looked very sexy.
Yeah. And the
I'm
other
like,
one.
oh, I'm all over that.
Yeah. And the God, what was the Marvel fighting one? What's that called? Tokon Fighting Souls. I
I
thought
said that
Marvel.
muted, unfortunately.
okay. It looked. I thought this looked really cool.
Yeah.
Really cool.
So I only seen the last 2 games of the State of Play,
Right.
which I think was this and the James Bond game. At least those are the 2 that I remember.
Yeah.
And when I seen this Marvel Tokon Fighting Souls, I was like, oh yeah, it looks really good. It's like another Marvel versus Capcom game. And then like a minute or so passed, I was like, where are all the Capcom players? Where are they? And then I realised it was just Marvel. And see, when I realised that, it really plummeted in how much I wanted to play it.
I just love how like Japanese it is though. Like
Yeah, it does look great.
Yeah.
That's purely on the fact that Marvel.
Yeah, I know we're all sick of that, but I do think the fact that it's like a fresh take on Marvel earns it quite a lot of. It just looks so stylish. Yeah, I am well into that. I think that might even have been. I think Lumines was probably my favourite thing, but I think that was a close second in terms of like a pleasant surprise.
I mean, the thing is, I really love the look of it, but I know I'll never be able to play it.
Yeah, but you just gotta play them. Just gotta get stuck in. Get yourself a fight stick. You know you will anyway.
Yeah.
And, and we'll jump in online.
I mean, I think I've got other hardware that I probably want to buy. So.
Well, I'm sure we'll get to that in a second. What? So then there was like Jeff's Summer Game Fest proper.
It was very much a summer snooze fest for me. Like, I literally fell asleep twice during it and missed quite a lot of it because I was so bored.
I nodded off just after this fucking dog shit looking Deadpool VR game, and I was just like, "Oh my god,
Benjamin,
this looks awful!" And it was so it was so cringeworthy. I was just like, "Right, I'm out." If this is your like,
I actually thought
peak
Deadpool look. I thought it looked okay, but I thought it sounded funnier than it actually. Like, it looked fairly generic for me. I'm like, there's nothing here telling me, oh, this is something I want to be excited about. I think there was a new End Dreams game that was shown at one of the other showcases, and that looks much better.
Was that Reach?
Reach, yeah, that definitely looks much better to me than Deadpool, but you're going for the character of Deadpool. That's what it's all about.
Yeah. Played by someone else doing an impression of what's his face, Ryan Reynolds.
It was Neil Patrick Harris, I think.
Yeah, but doing a Ryan Reynolds impression, like it seemed like.
Yeah.
It was like, I don't know. It was a bit meh to me. But did we mention that Lumines is PSVR 2 as well? Oh, that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. Yeah. Anything else?
So this is what I sort of quickly scrobbled a word through a video just sort of showcasing all the releases from this. And one thing, like 2 things jumped out now that I'm sort of going back through it. Mouse PI for hire.
Yeah.
That looks amazing.
Yeah. The art
They
style
announced
is great.
it, Troy Baker's Mouse PI.
Can I guess what your other one was, Lewis?
You can?
Is it Felt That Boxing?
Yes.
Yeah. That looks incredible. It does look cool. If the actual final game looks as amazing as... So it looks like puppets fighting, like Punch Out, but with puppets, basically. And quite adult humour. Mm-hmm. Yeah. If it looks like
it looks so good.
Yeah.
It's just a Steam only though, yeah? At the moment anyway. No consoles. Just Steam.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and no release date as of yet.
I mean, the other things that kind of stood out for me were fairly ones that you would expect in terms of Sonic Cross Worlds. Sonic Racing Cross Worlds, because they announced that Ichiban Kasuga's playable.
Of course.
But yeah,
your man.
That. And then Mixtape they showed a little bit more of, and I still
that's
really
cool.
like the look of Mixtape.
And I guess
I wasn't that fast in Resident Evil.
No, I'd fallen asleep by that point, and now it's just like, it's going to be another Resident Evil game that I probably won't play. You never know. And then we've had a bunch of other cool stuff as well. Nothing I can actually remember from like the Wholesome Direct or any other highlights that weren't on the sort of the major.
The one thing I'd say from the Wholesome Direct is we got a date of August for Is This Seat Taken, which is a game, that demo that we both liked.
Yeah,
so that's coming in August. And Monument Valley 3 is coming July 22nd.
That's cool. And Consume Me, I think we got a date for that as well, didn't we?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's good. Good stuff coming out.
There was one that I picked out from the Future Game Show as well that I think you guys would quite like. I think it's just PC at the moment, but it's Constance. It's a Metroidvania, but it's like a girl with a paintbrush, and it's all handcrafted and stuff. And it's coming to PC November the 24th. And I think this is one that you guys would like. So that I picked that one out from there. But they were the three I picked from other stuff.
Delightful. And then the Xbox game showcase. Alex, you were expecting big things from this?
And we got them. Like, I don't think it's unfair to say that. I don't think it's a showcase, this one, that would have hit for everyone. But there was a lot in there. Like, a lot of big games, a lot of big announcements. For me, what I wanted to see was the Xbox handheld, which we've seen. We're now getting two versions of the ROG Xbox Ally and the ROG Xbox Ally X for holiday. And I wanted to see Double Fine's new game, and we got that, and it's coming in October, and it's called Keeper, and it looks amazing.
Yep.
So I am a happy man.
Yeah.
Easily amused.
So is there two versions of that ROG?
Yes, there's like basically the way you have now, you've got the ROG Ally and the ROG Ally X. Same as this. It's basically like the Ally X has got like more RAM and stuff. It's like the
the beefy
premium one. Yeah. Like the Series X to the Series S type, basically.
Yeah.
Is there any indication of how much that'll cost?
Yeah, the
X is like
I don't think they've
800,
given
isn't it?
actual. Yeah, it's like 800 and 600 or something. They'll be expensive. You wonder if they'll try and subsidise them in some way just to
shift them.
like try and get a price point near like the Steam Deck and his Switch 2. But I don't know. We'll find out in due course, essentially.
So I remember the Ally at EGX last year, and then a couple of months later, was it not like really heavily discounted?
Yeah, you can get
them for
a
like
base Ally now.
Something, can't you?
Yeah.
But yeah, that's I mean, that was probably the star of the show for me, was seeing that, because I think I have watched a video of it since, and they have updated the UI to make it like a native Xbox experience rather than like booting straight into Windows, which I think the Ally does now, doesn't it? So that's quite a cool little touch as well. But the other big takeaway was clearly Obsidian just don't sleep, because they've got
3 games in 1 year.
They've released Avowed, and then they've got 2 more games coming out this year, which is fucking insane.
I mean, and I thought Outer Worlds 2 looked great. I watched the bit after it, the Outer Worlds Direct, and I thought this trailer kind of given the date in October. And then like some of the things they were showing and like all these different bits and pieces you can do, just it seems good, wonderfully Obsidian. Like it's just like they've just gone right into the stupidness of it. Like they've really put some good humour into some of the decisions and stuff that you can make, some of the traits and things that you can apply to the characters. And I think
and their faults
quite
as
happy
well.
to have this. Yeah, the
Stuff like
faults,
that.
that's the one I was trying to remember.
The direct, because they had Ben Schwartz in the direct, didn't they? Like playing their head of sequels or whatever.
Head of sequels, yeah.
That was actually quite funny. That was a nice touch. I think the highlight for me, game wise, was probably, and we only got like a little snippet of it, but Persona 4 Revival.
Yeah,
I think that would be.
Just said it was coming, essentially. Basically, wasn't
Here's
it?
like 5 seconds of footage, and it's coming, and then finally getting Final Fantasy VII Remake on the Xbox as well, and 16.
And 16 Shadow dropped,
which was a nice touch. So I would say that's well worth playing if you've got Game Pass and you've just finished.
It's not on Game Pass, I don't think.
Was it not?
No, it was just available on Xbox. It wasn't a Game Pass, I don't think.
I thought everything they showed. I suppose I just assumed everything was. Game Pass.
No, it was only the ones that did wee white Game Pass box in the bottom corner when they showed up. Yeah. Thought Super Meat Boy 3D looked good.
Yeah, that did look alright. And there was during the handheld bit, there was a bit of Silk Song footage, wasn't there? And then
quite a lot.
Yeah, that was like the most featured game. And then even when Sarah Bond was doing her piece to camera afterwards, she was stood next to the Silk Song artwork as well.
Yeah.
So I think everyone must have thought, surely they're going to announce it. But they did in a kind of backwards arse way.
Yeah, because she did say you would be able to play it when
you'd
be able to play Silk Song on it when that launched. Yeah.
I don't believe them. Because I've done that before. They went, these games will be released in the next calendar year or whatever it was.
And that was 3 years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah. Lying bastards.
But we all know that Silk Song's coming on Valentine's Day next
2019. Yeah. Any other quick call outs before we move on?
Clockwork Revolution I thought looked very good.
Yeah.
I thought that looked really interesting. Dead Keeper and Fate's Hands was the one from the makers of Spiritfarer.
Yeah.
I thought that looked quite cool. My concern for that is the bit that I really didn't like about Spiritfarer was all the mini games. And the good thing about Spiritfarer was the story and the narrative and the emotion. And I could see that in this, but it felt like some of the action they were going towards, it felt like the action was almost like mini games, and I'm like, if that's what that's going to feel like, I'm not sure. So there was that. Ninja Gaiden 4 looked good. There was the Game Freak game randomly.
Yeah,
Beast
the
of
amazing looking
Reincarnation.
Game Freak game.
Yeah.
What was that? What was
Beast
it called?
of Reincarnation.
So this really cool, it almost looked like a Souls-like kind of thing, like really dark fantasy. And watching the footage, like, oh, this is cool. And then you just get the Game Freak logo pop up. You're like, how have they made this? Like, we've just assumed they're a bunch of idiots. Yeah. So yeah, that does look cool. Does look cool. For me, are you looking at it now?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was probably the funniest moment. For me, I think the State of Play has been the best one this year out of those that we've seen so far. Obviously, by the time this goes out, there might have been a Nintendo one as well. Who knows? But
hopefully,
out of the ones we've
I think
compared,
there will be. I would still give it to Xbox. I think in terms of quantity and quality and the actual announcements, I feel State of Play had a couple of decent things, but then there was a lot of shite in it. It definitely dipped in the State of Play. Whereas Xbox, I think, although they weren't all there all the way through, there was a lot in it.
Yeah.
And I was even surprised to see a Planet of Lana 2.
Yeah, that was
that's
nice.
Quite nice.
Yeah.
I'm surprised because was Planet of Lana any good?
I liked it.
Yeah, it was very. It was well liked. It was well reviewed. Yeah.
Wasn't well liked in this house.
Not dark enough. It was like a bright inside, wasn't it? All those colours.
It was. Rooms were too big. It was outside.
Exactly.
It was. There was so much room.
Well, we unfortunately are running out of room, so we need to wrap this up. And what better way to do that than with a cheeky little game of Guess the Outro.
Again.
Haunting.
Haunting indeed. And this time around, you've got one clue. Just one clue.
You're really phoning it in. really phoning it in.
But it's a good one, and it's in keeping with the theme for a lot of this episode. And your clue is published by Nintendo. And now you've got 10.
That really narrows
10
it down.
guesses. It really does. So,
is it an indie?
Published by Nintendo.
and do you know what? I'll give you another clue just as a bonus. This was a patron submission.
How is that a bonus clue?
On you go. Question 1.
What do you think we should ask if it was also developed by Nintendo?
Yeah, that's
that way you were going to go with that. Yep. Was it also developed by Nintendo, Ben?
Oh, for fuck. Can you ask another question first?
No, that was our question.
You
If you're
should
going to come
know.
in
Well,
half-assed, then you at least come in prepared.
no.
Published, not developed. There are a few. Is this game? Oh, I don't even know how you fucking describe it. I better.
Good.
Yeah. Is this game good? Is this game like a multiplayer style game?
No.
It's not.
What are you thinking?
The Stretchers.
Oh, aye.
Great. That would have been such a great guess.
It's something like Astral Chain or something.
We've had that, have we not? We've not had that stupid police station song.
Oh, aye, maybe.
Question 3.
I think we have,
Think-
we?
I don't know.
I think we-
Except
I think I'm
it was
sh- I think we
asking
have
if
done.
it was- So, what kind of publishers have developers have published on Nintendo that have, it's like Platinum?
Platinum. Who's it that done Mighty 101?
I don't know. Is that not Platinum?
Was it? That's Suda 51. Who are that
They did
guys?
51. Like No More
What are
Heroes.
those games? Trevor.
Is that
Trevor
not No More
Nelson.
Heroes?
What's it called?
Do you know what?
Heroes.
I don't think I've
Trevor Saves the World or something.
never played that Trevor Nelson game published by Nintendo. I'm going to have to Google that while you're guessing. Question number 3.
Should we try and nail down the publisher, developer then? Is it a Platinum game, Ben?
No.
What about the? It could be. Like say that Legend of Zelda.
Or the thingy one? Muso one? What Age of
No,
Calamity
no.
or whatever it's called? Necrodancer?
Yes. Is it a rhythm game?
No, not a rhythm game. Come on,
Is
guys.
it an action game?
Trevor Nelson
Doesn't seem to
previously
know what it
presented
is.
the Live Lounge show weekdays Monday to Friday.
I was just about to Google. I was like, I know it's someone, but I can't think who it is.
Oh, did you not argue who Trevor Nelson was straight away?
Yeah.
It's such a smooth voice.
Yeah. Rhythm Nation. Okay, yeah, sure. This is all ringing a bell now. Question 5.
This is tricky. I mean, it could be like Link's Awakening, the remake, something like that.
Is the game part of a series? Is that a good?
That's a good question.
Is the game part of a series, Ben?
Yes, the game is part of a series. Part of series.
The remake? Think? That remake? Go with that?
Yeah.
That remake, Ben?
No.
Could also be, it could be Sega, because they done. Oh yeah, this might be. It might be F-Zero GX. I'm pretty sure that was developed, or they done something that did that. Was it Sega that did that? I'm making that up.
I don't know. If I'm honest.
Right,
You
let's
should
just
see if it's a
developed by
racing game.
It's a racing game, Ben.
It's not a racing game. No. That was question 7.
Right, we're going to
Another
need
clue?
another clue, Ben.
I think so.
The well is dry. I don't have any more. What I will say, will I say it? No, I won't say it. Carry on.
I'll just say it.
Damn you.
No.
Is this game from the last 7 years, 8 years, since the Switch?
No.
There we go. It's older. It'd be an old game.
But what I will say at this stage, off the back of question 6, where you asked, is it a remake? The answer was no. but it has had a remake. There's your clue.
That's a pretty good clue, to be honest.
I think so.
But
we're at this
remake on the
stage.
Switch.
You've got two more guesses, or questions rather. Number 9.
Do you think it could be something like Tetris? Tetris
that
hasn't
published?
really had a
Yeah, I
remake.
guess it was published by Nintendo, wasn't it?
I think so. It just
Way
wasn't
back in the
developed.
day.
Or was that one of those things that had a... What was that word that you used, Ben? Remember when you were talking about the one that I was on my own and you were making up all the... Published by a shell company, was it that one?
You know, that was a clue in itself, Alex, thinking back, because Shell Company, and we were talking about a Turtles game. I forgot to make a point of that.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
I realise it's a clue a month after the record.
But no, I think Tetris was published by... It was developed by Bulletproof Games, wasn't it? But I don't know if it was published by shell companies or something.
Yeah.
Think what characters are in it? What world? Who's in the game? You know, who could it be?
Tetris. Oh, it's, Blocky.
Liney.
Something like... Was it... It could be a rare game.
Yeah, I mean, there's nothing to say that it hasn't been remade on another console.
Yeah.
If it's like Banjo-Kazooie or something like that. GoldenEye, Perfect Dark, they're all remade.
Something makes me think it could be rare, or like Donkey Kong. Donkey Kong Country Returns was just redone, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm. That's true. Was that Rare that they did that?
No, they didn't. I don't know if they did the original one, but I don't know. I mean, I'm just thinking of people that it could be, and Rare's probably your... I don't know how we would narrow that down. Then having had Donkey Kong Country, was that not one?
I think so.
Yeah. I think it was as well.
Yeah.
We're going to need to speed this up a bit, Lewis.
Yeah.
Come on.
Who has developed a game for Nintendo? Published by Nintendo. Is it a Rare game?
It's not a rare game. No, not rare. I think you're thinking.
That's one question.
You're thinking too. Oh, I don't know.
Who submitted this?
You want to know?
It is not as a little extra clue. No, this isn't us asking a question.
No, of course, because that's not a yes or no. Jack submitted this.
That doesn't narrow it down. That does not help.
You don't know Jack. Clearly.
Jack, you should have sent in some clues as well.
Yeah, that would have been good.
Yeah.
What are we on? Question 9.
10. Last one.
This is the last one.
Last one.
And we're not getting another clue, so we're not getting this loose.
Nah. Unless we
I could give you one more clue
Yeah, that'd be nice.
if you want. I could tell you the developer, as that seems to be the alley that you're going down.
Oh yeah, that'd be great.
It's probably not going to help us.
Developer is Alpha Dream.
For fuck's sake. Alpha Dream.
Means it could be anybody.
They sound like a company that churn out absolute shite.
I think they might be bankrupt now. I think that I'm not sure they exist anymore.
I'm clueless here, Lewis. Like, genuinely clueless.
Developed by. Is it like a Sega game? I think you say the Alpha Dream, but is Sega involved in some aspect?
Is that the question?
Yeah.
No,
Right.
not Sega.
I've not got a clue. I just put us out of misery, Ben.
Yep, I will.
I am absolutely roasting and would like to open a window.
Okay, let's wrap this up. Cool. And Alex is still probably gassed himself from the curry he was eating last night. So
Yeah.
I'll put you out of your misery. The game is Mario and Luigi Superstar Saga.
I now you've said that, I remember people talking about Alpha Dream when their other ship was coming out.
Yeah,
but
exactly. Yeah, I think you just went down a path, and unfortunately, it was a blind alley this time around. But
it was.
you can't win them all.
I don't think we would have got that.
No.
I think you got.
I've never played any of the games.
I think if you'd have narrowed down like what Nintendo characters were in it, maybe you might have got it, or you might have got it from like like the remake thing. I thought might take you down the RPG route because they've remade a few of those recently, and then maybe you'd have got it from there. But wasn't to be. You can't win them all.
Can't win them all.
It's the nature of the beast. The song we're going to listen to is by Yoko Shimomura, the extremely talented composer of the likes of like Street Fighter 2 and basically all the Mario and Luigi games, Mario RPGs, Think Kingdom Hearts, loads. The song is called Chateau de Chucklehuck from Mario and Luigi Superstar Saga. Alex, do you want to start with Mario Kart World? We'll just tag team it. Lewis, did you just slap your bum?
Belly.
I knew it was something.
This is bum.
Okay, slightly higher pitch. Do the belly again.
The belly's more cavernous.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's much more. Yeah. It's like a hi-hat and a bass drum, basically.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. What a way to start the show.
I mean, how am I supposed to follow that?
Come on, Alex.